Do you trust the healer?
Yeah, I don't know that I could have gotten us out of that dance club without her help.
Then I'm in her debt. We'll talk later about you placing Landry in danger unnecessarily.
Listen, Rav, you're in over your head whether you want to admit it or not. And trying to keep Landry safe is about as easy as nailing Jell-O to the wall. So get over yourself. Every time I try to lay down the law, you give me hell for talking harshly. They don't have the sense that Mother Nature gave pups. And besides all that, without the evidence we found at the dance club, you'd still be wasting time in the archives.
All right, I suppose exploring the dance club was advantageous, but you could have both been killed.
Landry, I told you not to touch that spell book. Now put it on the table. I don't like that it's even in this house. Ugh, I swear, Rav, it's like watching a 2-year-old. I can't turn my back for 10 seconds.
As you pointed out, that book might just be the evidence we need, but if we turn it over to the council, chances are it will disappear. We need to be smart about this.
You're pretty sure the council is corrupt, but you want me to involve the healer. That's wolfbane, Rav, and you know it.
It might be the only way.
She's a vampire, under the rule of the Tick Council. We could be putting her life in danger.
Or, if she sides with Bleak, we could be turning over the only evidence that can clear my name straight to the enemy.
She wouldn't side with Bleak. She's got too much class to be in his pocket.
Did she say anything about Bleak? Did she talk about him or Alexander at all?
No. But Alexander had been in her shop just moments before we got there. There was also a were there with him. Unique scent, too. I hadn't smelled anything like that before, but definitely a were.
Any idea what they were doing there?
No idea. I'm pretty sure they teleported out. Their scents were located only in one area of the room. I know they didn't leave through the front door, and I didn't smell them near the back door. Do you think Alexander is in on this too?
I don't know. Bleak tries to distance himself from Alexander as much as possible. He acts like Byron is the son he always wanted. But maybe that's a smokescreen, so Alexander can do his dirty work without drawing attention.
I hate this political shit. It makes my ass tired.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. But at the moment, we're in this shit up to our necks.
Nice visual. Thanks. So, what's the game plan, Rav? How do we get you out of there?
If you trust her, put the spell book in my safe and talk to the healer. See if she's willing to go before the council and testify on my behalf. If she brings in the spell book, they'll have to admit it into evidence. She's too high profile to just disappear or disregard.
Rav? I don't know about that plan. If this is as big as it's looking, we're putting Blondie in a great deal of danger. I can't be in 2 places at once. How am I supposed to keep both Blondie and Landry safe? Blondie isn't going to let me anywhere near her resting place, especially with a human in tow. And if I was going to assassinate a Tick, I'd do it during the daylight hours.
That's good to know. I think she'd be in the most danger from a mage. She's somewhat feared by the average vampire. She's known to have connections and wields a great deal of power, both magically and politically.
She has to be strong to have helped me like she did during the daytime.
I was wondering about that. I appreciate what she did, but I don't understand how or why.
I guess she knows I'm a great guy and totally worth saving.
Yes, I'm sure that's what it is.
Oh, shit. Did you hear that? On the MNP? The prince is missing and presumed dead.
What? No. Since I'm in custody, I'm unable to communicate with anyone I don't have a blood bond with. What's the news? Who's broadcasting?
It sounds like it's someone from the prince's security team. They were traveling back here and they were caught in a freak storm. A microburst, they called it. And the prince took a tree limb through the chest. He instantly turned to ashes that were scattered by the winds of the storm. If the limb pierced his heart, he would have died instantly and be reduced to ash, but what are the odds a random limb would hit him straight through the heart? Sounds suspicious to me. I've never heard of a tick dying that way, ever. I'm sorry, Rav. I know he was your friend.
A mage could have created a spell that would cause the storm to strike as the team passed through a given area. If the mage is well versed in spells, they could program limbs to aim for the heart of the prince. It's a very effective strategy, and no one would be able to prove it was anything but natural.
The healer warned the prince, though. I'm sure he would have been on alert, and the fact that there aren't any ashes seems real suspicious to me. It's too convenient.
Oh, have no illusions. I'm convinced it was a trap. The fact that there are no ashes could mean the conspirators want to make sure his death is chalked up to an act of nature. If there aren't any ashes, then no tests can be run. Whatever the reason, it doesn't look good for me. You're right. This is much too convenient. I think you should take Landry and the healer and hide out until this works itself out.
You mean until you're executed? That's what you're saying, isn't it? Landry, we have talked about that screeching. I have a ball gag and I will use it.
Do not threaten Landry.
Well, exactly what are you gonna do about it, Rav? You're telling me to tuck tail and retreat, and leave you there to die.
I'm trying to save your lives. This is bigger than the two of us ever dreamed.
Yeah, that's never stopped us before. Listen, I'm gonna go talk to Blondie. She knows more than she's telling. She shouted that warning to me before we actually teleported. I heard it just as we entered the basement. She had to know your dance club was being used by the enemy. Maybe she can give me something to work with.
You have to be careful, Cobalt. With the prince dead, there will be chaos in the vampire community.
All the more reason to get you out of there. I just have to find a way to do it without sacrificing Blondie. She needs to be protected.
She could be the enemy.
She could be an innocent victim.
She could drain you dry.
Well, she's welcome to try, but this kid's got a lot of stamina.
That isn't what I meant, and you know it. Be careful, Cobalt.